Yeah, yeah.
So
Woo-hoo. We got this shit. We got this shit.
that's good. How we doing?
Yeah, I'm feeling that hat. I'm feeling that logo. I
I
like it.
appreciate it. Yeah, we just got them in. It's a little dusty at the moment, but
Nice, nice. Me, I actually can't wear I can wear hats, but I got a watermelon sized head, so for a hat to fit me, it has to be fucking huge. You know,
also like these are probably like right in your alley here. Let me get you show you
like
first.
I got an 8 1/4 before, the snapbacks will actually be on the last snap.
Yeah, they're actually really big. Like the top of my head's not even touching this. It's
Okay,
really good
okay.
size.
So,
But yeah, we have those. The merch just dropped actually. This week we're doing a supporter giveaway for my channel. It's the first time ever we've actually had merch available, and we're doing pre-order only because there was such a demand for the merch. Like I'm making a merch line, but like I'm actually doing it in house. But this I just kind of had made up for a giveaway, and it just so happened that everybody was like, "Oh man, those hats are sick! Like, how do I buy one?" Blah blah blah. So I was like, "All right, well, give me some time." And we've put it together, worked with the team, and we got shirts as well,
dope, dope.
right? So
Yeah,
we got those as well.
I'll definitely have to get one of those, and I'm gonna have my IGTV gear back up soon. I don't have it going right now, uh, but I'm gonna have that back up soon as well. But yeah, definitely welcome back to the show. We go back. We met at shows. As a lot of us do, like in this whole entertainment business, me, I started as a rapper, then I started doing interviews. Got into
Nice.
that. I remember you from the shows, beatboxing and everything, and now you're on a whole new thing, the gaming. So has like gaming always been something that you like doing, or and you're
Well,
just
I
like
mean, I've
I'm gonna fuck
always
with
been a gamer. I've always
you?
loved video games. Always been a huge passion of mine. And then the fact that I get to go live at the same time while I'm doing it, I put both of my passions together. So I beatbox and I play video games at the same time, right?
I was gonna
So
ask you. I was like, yo, people they'll be playing against you, and they'll start getting into the beatbox, and all of a sudden they're concentrating on that more, and then all of a sudden, like, boom, I got you.
I mean, for a lot of the PvP games, it doesn't really work like that. The other side can't usually hear you, but it would be right. It would be pretty cool if that was possible. Yeah.
What kind of games are you playing on there?
Mostly right now, Warzone. Uh, right into the competitive gaming side of things. Right. We do plays for tournaments and stuff like that for live money and stuff like that. And I'm right into the competitive edge. I was into Fortnite there for a long period of time. I do play it from time to time, but my main game right now I would have to say is Warzone. There are a couple other games I play on the side, but I would say that on a daily basis, if you wanted to see me play in Warzone, um, I was literally just playing before we started the interview here.
Yeah.
Dropped a couple of big games there. You know what I mean? We're usually getting about 10 plus kills per game. So, if anybody's into that kind of action, you know what I mean? Hashtag gaming on Facebook. You know what I'm saying? We do stream on Twitch and YouTube periodically as well, but my main is Facebook. So,
Okay. Okay. Um, yeah. What is like the main differences of grinding and building up the pages for I remember you being at shows and like beatboxing and stuff like that, and like
mhm.
like what is the main differences of like the grind for
Well,
the gaming?
I would have to say it's a completely different type of grind, mentally, because like you spend a lot of hours inside. You spend a lot of hours alone, essentially. Even though I'm like with people online, you're in the house grinding a day in and day out. Sometimes there's nobody watching you, so it's like you're talking to yourself. It can be mentally very draining, stressful. People that have like anxiety and depression, it's definitely wears on them even more. So, you know what I mean? Especially if
Yeah,
you have moments where you're high up on the view chart, you know what I mean? And all of a sudden you just tank, you know, you might think that that's something that you've done personally, but it's just the way the algorithm works sometimes. And,
for
you know,
sure.
it's the hardest thing I've ever done, hands down. Hardest thing I've ever done. I used to lay bricks. I used to be a mover my whole life, and hands down, this is the hardest thing I've ever done mentally, 150%. And it's an ongoing thing, day in day out.
Like people I feel like that don't put out content all the time. Don't really like understand that. Like for me, I put up a clip on my YouTube every day from these interviews. I put up the full thing, and then I put up clips. But I release a thing every day, and there are certain days where I'm like, oh man, this clip right here. Look, and I'm like I feel so confident about it, and
Right.
like it won't perform, and I'll be like, and then like the next day I'll put up a clip that like I'm like, okay, this clip's all right. It's not as good as the clip yesterday, but it's good. And then it'll get the hits, and and you're wondering like, yo, like this shit right here, but like this other shit hits with putting out content like consistently, and you're right, like sometimes like man that can really like put a toll on you, like if you don't set your mind to like a long-term goal of like, yo, um even with some of those like ones that I think are awesome and they don't do good right away, like a couple months down the road they'll start hitting. It's
Right.
like, okay.
Yeah.
um
It's not something that happens overnight. You know what I mean? I've been at this for 3 years now, just a little bit over 3 years, and there's still days where there's nobody there. It's like I'm talking to nobody, and then there's the other days where it's like the chat's moving so fast you can't even see it. You know what I mean?
for sure,
And
for sure.
support is overwhelming sometimes, especially for somebody like myself, where you know, what I mean, I grew up in a two-bedroom apartment building. You know what I mean? Like we didn't have a lot growing up, you know, and I still don't have a lot, but like everything I get, I invest into back into what I'm passionate about most, and you know that's making content, and now you know I'm also doing some filming myself. I'm doing music videos, editing, and
Okay.
filming. Also, that's been going pretty well. Earning a little bit of money doing that now, and I
That's
mean, it's just about branching out about, you know what I mean? Like making, if you find something you're passionate about and then find things that you can connect around that passionate thing that you're most passionate about, that like basically, so like if you are playing video games from home live on stream, you got to find other things that you can do from home essentially, or fit into your schedule that will connect with what you're doing, so that you're just building those streams of revenue around what you're passionate about, and it'll essentially feel like you're just doing that one thing that's just grown more or less, and you've created your own empire by the end of it. And you know, I like to do a lot of multiple things. Year and a half ago, I was running a channel 5 days a week live, rise and grind, wake up in the morning. You know what I mean? We could get forth, put those extra hours in. You know, it was a huge thing. I was sponsored by a natural health company. It was a grind, and it was cool. It was just something that added to my day, and
right.
it brought in extra revenue, but it didn't, I didn't have to leave the house. Like I literally did the show from my basement. We set up a live scene, and I did it 5 days a week. It was incredible.
Definitely man to me success here's how I would define, like it's different for everybody, but me if you can actually make a comfortable living and be comfortable in doing the stuff you love, that right there is success to me.
Oh, 100%.
You know, like this whole like people like have this idea of like oh man, you need all these cars, you need all this nice house. Like, no, it's like, yo, if you're making a comfortable living, you can pay your bills, and you got money to do some fun shit, like, and you're doing what like the actual shit you love, man.
It's about the
Like,
journey. You know what I mean? How are
for
you
sure.
gonna go and sit and do an interview if you just went from zero to hero? And they're like, oh, so like, what did you do to achieve that Lamborghini? And it was like, oh, I didn't do anything. I just kind of got it. You know, turned live streamed one day and blew up. It's like, oh, that's an interesting story. Moving on. Like, it's
Yeah,
there's no
like
journey. Like the obstacles that I've had to overcome on a daily basis, and I'm still overcoming, are incredible. And I want to be that person that does make it after not giving up, because I've got so many people that support me already. So to give up now would be such a waste of time. And you never know when you're gonna make it. You know, I could be 10 minutes away from blowing up, right?
right.
And you just got to
Exactly.
keep pushing, right? That's all it is. You just never give up, never give in. If you're passionate about it, it shouldn't be an issue.
Definitely, I'll look back on me. I'll look back on my history. Like, even though like I still have to work a regular job, but like, man, when I look back at some of the like when I look back at our old interviews, like interviews with like people that I've looked up to, like, and like, man, like the people that I've grown up to, when I was growing up, I was listening to their shit, and I had him on the show. I'm like, man, when I look back at some of that shit, I'm like, man, if I don't ever make it like off this shit, I'm proud of the shit I did. You know, like, so
Right.
like, you're saying like the journey, but I want to start back on the journey. What was like the early video games like you were into, like the very first like video games like you first started fucking with?
I mean, I'd have to say Mario, man. Nintendo.
Mario for
Original
sure, class
Nintendo, you know? It's Mario, and it had the game was like a Mario, and then on the other side was the Duck Hunt,
for
right?
sure. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Right? Right? I love those games. I mean, I was pretty fortunate to be around like a couple of Atari games and stuff like that growing up.
Yeah, yeah.
Um, you know, I have a shelf that's at my other property. It's got like my 64, my Sega, you know, PlayStation. I've got like all the old consoles. I've tried to hold on to them. You know what I mean? But if I'd have to go back at Mario, man, like it's where it all started
Yeah.
for me, really, right? And then it just progressed from there. I'd have to say I would have to say the biggest influence for gaming for me, if there's two games, it would have to be Halo, and specifically Halo 3. When Halo 3 came out, I became
Okay.
this competitive gamer that didn't eat, sleep, or leave the couch, and almost lost relationship because it was bad. It was bad. And then after that was Counter Strike.
Okay.
Strike
Okay.
was next level. That's when I switched from console to PC gaming, where I'm at right now, and I got that whole setup right here. That's where I'm sitting now, and you know I run on like a 60% keyboard, and it's just it's next level for me. I feel like when I'm using the keyboard and the mouse, like I'm in the game now, rather than like sitting back on the couch just chilling. As much as that's fun and stuff like that, and a lot of people do enjoy the controller aspect edge of it, but for me, I feel like I'm more in control, so to speak.
Okay.
Right, but there's a big, huge controversy over that, over console versus PC, especially now with the cross-platform gaming. And but yeah, I'd have to say those are my top three. Mario would definitely be an iconic game for me, and then there's tons in between there, like growing up that I played. I could list for a while, but you know, Mario, original Mario, not just like Super
Yeah.
Mario or any of these weird ones. I'm talking about like original Mario with the Duck Hunt, you know.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, for
And,
sure. For like that first system, my favorite Mario was 3.
right,
Like
they were all even
yeah,
new ones. They're still incredible.
yeah,
It's just if I have to pick that one iconic moment, it has to be back then, right?
So,
Where
so, so I remember people saying like when the whole like some people have this system, some people have this system. Like growing up, like and you go over to another friend's house and like you play video games over there, but like they're actually kicking your ass on a different system, but you're not used to the controller. For me, like I went original Nintendo, and then I went Sega. When and a lot of my friends had the Super Nintendo and I had Sega, so when I go over their house and play like I wasn't used to the controller, and I'd get my ass kicked, but I'm like, yo, come over to my house, though, you know,
yeah,
like, but and then I was more of a PlayStation over Xbox, and then like
uh, yeah, dark side.
so, what like growing up in like the different like what side were you on or you
Definitely,
just like all around?
definitely Xbox growing up. I mean, I still mess with the PlayStation. Um, I'd have to say probably the PlayStation 2 because I still have the console
Yeah,
would be the most I used PlayStation, and that was just because I had the game for Guitar Hero. And there was like a point where we just vegged out in my garage that had a couch out there and a mini fridge and TV, and we just literally just did not leave the garage. We were just slamming on Guitar Hero like we are actually going to make it someday. But yeah, no, I mean PlayStation's got its iconic games that are exclusive to them that I would definitely be interested in playing, especially right now. Like they got the Spider-Man that's exclusive to the PlayStation. It's a bummer that I don't have, but hands down, Xbox all day.
okay,
And PC gaming over console. I love the new consoles. Don't get me wrong. It's like a new mini computer. The new Xbox has got
right,
can run at 120 frames per second now, which is incredible.
yeah.
It is literally incredible, but it just doesn't do it for me. The core mechanics of a keyboard and the mouse, and the combination of having the dual monitors, and it makes it for me.
Do you actually find like me I remember playing the Mario's and stuff like when I was younger, and then I went back and like and tried to play, and like I wasn't nearly as good. Like I couldn't beat the levels that that I used to smoke. Do you find that with old games, or do you find like you just pick it up like you as like a gamer like you just pick it right back up,
I
or
mean, yes and no. I mean, we used to play those games religiously, right? So
yeah,
obviously, like the muscle memory and all that stuff is there when you're playing it, when you're fluent with it. So when you pick it back up, it's gonna kind of be like being riding a bike. You know what I mean? If you used to be able to do a wheelie, you might not be able to go and pop the wheelie right away. You might not be able to do it like nice and steady like you used to,
right,
right? But it'll come back with time. I think video games is essentially the same thing for me, right?
okay,
But I
yeah,
don't play a lot of older games, especially with the way my channel, the direction of my channel goes.
sure,
It's all about competitive gaming, more or less. We
yeah,
do a little bit of like GTA role play and stuff like that as well, which is more comic, relief kind of stuff. But I do my passion is the PvP. Like for tournaments and actually competing and stuff like that. I would love to own my own esports team to run your esports organization eventually. Right? There's a lot of big things that I have planned for hashtag gaming, hashtag in general. I want to be able to brand hashtag itself, not just as gaming, as more of like an empire to content all
yeah,
around. Kind of like how FaZe Clan has done what they do, right? They don't have people that are just amazing at video games. They got people that are really good at vlogging and stuff like that as well, right?
yeah.
So I definitely want to be able to build up a team and execute something big in Canada. You know what I mean? I know we have like the Toronto Ultra already, but it would be cool to bring something over on this side of the playing field. And it's just been something that's always been at my heart, right? For
For
competing,
sure.
but anyways.
For sure. I would say if I were gonna like think about the game that I probably put the most time into in my life ever, like video game wise. Probably be Grand Theft Auto San Andreas. Like
Great game.
I played that game so much that I thought I was CJ. You know.
Yeah, that's a great game. Great game.
Do you find like and another one too like that's probably my second is Goldeneye.
Oh,
Like
oh,
and like
oh yeah,
like
all day.
you think there's a market for like streaming like in going back and playing like the old games like Goldeneye and stuff like
Of
that?
course, there's a lot of bigger name streamers that have already made it in the industry that, they're called variety game streamers.
Yeah.
And there's variety retro game streamers that will just play old games nonstop. Trying to think of a couple of names off the top of my head, but I can't right now. But yeah, they right back to NES and all the Nintendo games. I've seen people that are blowing up on the sports side of things as well. So you know what I mean. They can go back and play these older sports games, and they'll be blowing up playing those. You
Oh,
know.
I ever one of the old hockey games. If you went around the net and and shot a certain way, like you could score every time.
Yeah.
Like there were certain glitches in some of those games, like
Mhm.
that was like man, like you could just like win every time, like if you just knew these certain glitches. Like I think Madden '04. Like I remember I used to play that, and like it was Jerry Rice's last year.
Right.
So whenever you pass to him, he wouldn't drop it.
Right.
Like there was a glitch in the game that he wouldn't drop it. So if you pick that team, again, you're golden. And like I remember I'll admit I won some money off people. I, I played them. I was like, yo, I'm picking fucking. I want Jerry Rice on my team.
Right. 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 Yeah, and I mean, video game industry how far it's come, and it's still growing on a daily basis is incredible. I do see a section for esports gaming in the future in the Olympics. I honestly do. People may frown upon that, and oh, it's not, a physical sport, but it literally is the hardest thing I've ever done in my life. And I used to be a mover, and I used to run circles around people, and I would love to see that push happen, that sort of momentum for them to have a section. You know what I mean? Where there's already world organizations that do these tournaments. You know what I mean? That are competing countries and stuff like that all around the world, and it's all done virtually and stuff like that. But and then there's bigger tournaments that are hosted actually in person as well, right? Like massive events, and the scale that it's gone to is incredible. So to not have a seat at that table is kind of like, we need to make that happen. I think that push needs to definitely, you know what I mean, have a place for everyone at the table. Whether you're good at basketball or you're good at playing basketball with a controller. Right?
Right, right.
So,
So for like there like I can imagine it's impossible to keep up with like all the new games, right? Like
that's
probably new games coming out all the time. How do you decide of like okay, I'm gonna try this game out. And how do you keep up with the like the new games and what's popular
That is a
and
great question, especially being on Facebook. The way the algorithm works is it doesn't always favor people when you switch your game up. So at the moment, I'm currently running two pages for #gaming, and they're both on the Facebook. But I get completely different views on the both pages, because the one is strictly for the Warzone, which is popular right now,
right.
one of the more popular games in the world right now. But I find that it's very difficult when you try to switch games right? And I do try to switch them up on my other channel, but like you said, like the amount of games that are coming out to try to maximize your skill level on all of them, it's not easy. It's definitely not easy. It's not obtainable. You definitely can make that happen, but
Yeah.
it's not easy. It's definitely not easy for the views either, because you gain an audience that's there to watch you play Warzone, and then you switch up and say you're playing the new game that came out, New World. Your views possibly tank. But at the same time, there's also that gamble too, right? You could go from a couple hundred viewers to all of a sudden you're sitting with a couple thousand, because it's the brink of a new game. Everybody's super interested. There was a lot of hype around it. You may have just beat everybody on the edge. Maybe you played first, or there's something that you did that stood out amongst everybody else before it got saturated, right? So it's definitely something it's a difficult question to answer fully. That's why I have a team that I work with around the clock, and we discuss things like that, and like it's potentially going to hurt the views if I switch up the game. What game should we be playing? A lot of discussions go down in that time, and it's incredible for one thing, like to see GTA still up there. It is, you still see that on the viewer board higher than Warzone. How old GTA is, it's incredible to see stuff like that in League of Legends, GTA. There's a couple other mobile games. They're like the very, very top views, like across the board in the world. So, and that's like on any platform too, which is incredible, like Twitch, YouTube, whatever.
Yeah, definitely. Being like a multimedia person, like me, so you're right. Like the algorithms, like like me, I'll actually notice like sometimes I don't want to just stick to just having rappers on the show,
Right.
but I'll have like singers on the show. I'll have gamers on the show, and I'll have actors on the show, and and those episodes are very like either they tank and they're really low, or they're higher than the other ones. Like it's like like it's not normally, it's not in the middle range like
Right.
the channel normally does. And like you're right, like the algorithm's kind of like it is kind of risky to have. But like me, um I want to show like versatility. I want to be like, yo, like I'm not just one dimensional. And
Right.
but like yeah, you're right. Like sometimes I'm like when I put out like a interview with a singer, when everybody's used to me putting out interviews with rappers,
Right.
it doesn't hit the same sometimes. And it's like, oh man, like and sometimes or even like gamers, like I don't know how this one will do. It could be, it could be higher, it could be lower, who knows? But like
Right.
it's me being creative, and like kind of like just taking the risk. And and I find this whole entertainment shit like you have to take risks,
100%. 100%.
right?
And I mean, with you doing interviews, you really got that versatility window where, yeah, you do use majority with rappers, but the fact that you do interviews. So as long as you're interviewing somebody that's got a story to tell, at the end of the day, your content is still obtainable, right?
Yeah, yeah,
100%.
for sure, for sure. So yeah, you were saying like why is PC that much better than the consoles?
Well, I mean, there's a huge argument nowadays. And for certain games, I would say, keyboard and mouse over controller. But it comes down to preference, I think, more or less nowadays, because consoles are getting so advanced. But the line of graphics cards that have just recently dropped, like the 3090 Super and stuff like that, you can't get that in a console, right? You can't You can't get that. It just doesn't exist yet. I'm sure it will eventually catch up, but at the end of the day, it's a computer designing console.
Yeah,
That's the way I look at it.
like it's almost
Right?
with I'm not really too familiar with this, but like you tell me if I'm wrong or right. But with the Xbox and the PlayStation and stuff like that, like they'll put out their thing, and they're setting that for time until the next one comes out. With PC, there could always be like a new like update where so they can constantly update. With Xbox and PlayStation, they kind of got to wait till to their next big release, right? Am I kind of on that or no?
Financially for PC, it's expensive. So I mean, if you're committed and you're passionate about PC gaming, be prepared to have to do those graphic updates constantly, where the console isn't getting that size of an update every year. Like 3 years ago, the 1080, and it is outsourced now. Like you know what I mean? Like you gotta have a 2080 and up to compete, because these new consoles that have come out, they've got graphics cards that are better than 1080s. It's crazy. The amount that they're keeping up, but the amount that PCs update is way more frequent. I would say like the amount of equipment that I go through is way outweighs what I've ever done in the past with console. You know what I mean? Especially because like with console, you can kind of just plug it in and play anywhere. Where with a computer, you can't really do that. You got to have a computer desk, some sort of a desk, table, set up your monitors, depending on what you're running, right? And then if you're streaming, you got like all kinds of lights and camera, audio equipment, depending on what kind of content you're putting out, right? So.
For sure. So when are we ever gonna see you back doing beatbox battles at shows?
Battles myself personally, probably not. But shows, yeah, throwing events, 100%.
Yeah.
It's just kind of like COVID, right? COVID stopped everything. I had something in the works just before COVID dropped. I had an artist that was booked from the Netherlands to come down. So, I mean, we're definitely still interested in throwing those international beatbox tournaments right in Hamilton, proper Steel City. Still 100% there. It's something that I discussed with my partner, obviously, and make time. We both got busy lives and other things that we have on the go, music, and I do all kinds of stuff. I'm just an entrepreneur, content creator, so to speak. And like you said before, sometimes you got to do what you got to do to pay the bills. So I work other jobs as well on the side, bring in that money.
For sure. Definitely, we have to keep on bringing in that money, and we got to keep doing what all the shit we love. And yeah. So so you're saying like you play a lot of like the Warzone games, like how are you on the sports games? Like,
I'm really, really good at the hockey, but
okay.
I haven't played that in a long time. Something I was pretty interested in getting back into. I picked up the new 2K, but I wasn't really feeling it. Wasn't really roles. But hockey is definitely something I'd like to get back into. I started messing with FIFA just recently. I do enjoy that. I don't know much about soccer except for
I actually have a pretty good FIFA story. So like at my job, I was on nights for a long time. Then I switched to afternoons. When I switched to afternoons, a couple of buddies were like, "Hey," a couple of them they were getting together after work on Wednesday nights and playing FIFA.
Right.
So like I was like, "All right, I'll come over." I never played it before, and so like the very first game that I ever played, I scored a kick. I scored a goal from the corner kick, and like I was like, okay, that's cool. But then like they all looked at me, like everybody that was there, and like they're like, yo, how the fuck did you just do that? Like fucking Because they're like, man, we've been playing this game for like fucking like months. They're like we've been playing this game for months, and none of us have scored a goal from the corner kick. And they're like, how'd you do it? I'm like, to tell you the truth, I don't even know what button I pressed. And they're all like, yo, how'd you do that? I was like, I don't know, but I scored a goal from the corner kick. And then they're all like, yo, that's crazy.
That's awesome. Yeah, no, yeah. Just recently started playing that on the Xbox, just when I have some spare time. But
Yeah.
I majority of my time is Warzone. If you want to be able to put out those higher kill games without cheating, there's a lot of cheaters out there nowadays. But the new Vanguard is about to drop with the new anti-cheat that they're putting, supposed to stop all the hackers, supposedly. So fingers crossed that happens. I'm gonna be upgrading the PC, running a dual PC. Something I'm working towards. It's a lot of money, right? But
So like I've heard about that. Like people say how are people cheating? What is the term? Like campers, and they kind of like
no,
set up.
they're legitimately paying for hacks that developers have sat around and they've people that do code. Right?
Oh, okay.
They'll develop these codes to install, right? Hacks, where you install them into your computer, more or less, or you know what I mean. There's stuff that you can have now for console where you literally plug it right into your controller, and you can start. And there's a lot of professional gamers that people think that these guys are incredible, but they're cheating, and they're doing it live on stream in front of people, and people are calling them out, and they're saying no, no, no. But you're gonna see this anti-cheat drops. If it actually works like they say it's going to, you're going to see a lot of top tier Warzone Pro, quote unquote, pro players drop off, and they're just going to stop playing. They're going to, oh, the game sucks now, blah, blah, blah. They'll just, for no reason, all of a sudden playing.
Right.
And it's going to be because they can't hack no more, right? They're not going to be able to drop these 20 games no more, right?
Okay, so like people say like campers, like that's not that's like a
Camper's just somebody that's not very skilled at the game and is scared to run around and to get into the gunfights. And I always encourage that, to get into gunfights as you can. That's how you're going to put bodies down on the. If you're just trying to get the win, and you don't play a lot, and you're that victory royale at the end. I don't care if you only have one kill. Okay, sure, I'll go hide in the corner. Yeah, if that's but for me, it's not. It's no competitiveness for that. It's like you literally hid in the corner.
yeah.
You know what I mean? There's no journey, like we were talking about earlier. Like,
Right. Yeah.
you just want to be handed the what? No, I want to go and I want to get into 15.
Yeah, that's right.
Before we get to the end game. And I want to battle it out with 6, 7 more guys at the end game, where it's like you're like, oh, did you see that shot? You're getting that hiding in the corner. What are you? Oh,
Right.
Oh, did you see me hiding in the corner? Did you see how good I was hiding like a little? I'm not gonna say it. You're not gonna see anybody.
Right.
Any TikTok victory royales, somebody hiding in the corner and they celebrating that? No, that's just retarded. No. I can't get.
For sure. But definitely, I gotta get ready for work myself soon. So I want you to tell people how can people check out the streams and get all the merch and all that.
100%. So, like I said, the merch is exclusive drop. We're doing a pre-order starting today. Actually, they're starting today. You have to message me directly or one of my moderators from the team. You can message us directly in a pre-order. We're only doing pre for this drop, exclusive. Once the pre-order is done, I won't be taking any more orders after the up. Will this merch drop again? Probably not. Right?
Okay.
will there be more merch? 100%. It's just going to be probably designed in-house. So, you know what I mean? The graphics will be the same essentially, but they might change the layout, material,
Yeah.
stuff like that. So it's definitely not going to look the same. So that's why this is so exclusive. And I'm urging people to try to jump on this right now because we're only doing it for a week. I know after the week is up, people are like, oh, well, we want a hat, blah, blah, blah. You got to jump on it now. That's all I can say about that. 100%. There will be more merch.
How much are the hats and how much are the t-shirts?
So the t-shirts I have to reconfirm, but I think we're doing the t-shirts at about $25 Canadian, and the hats are about $30 Canadian. I do have to reconfirm those prices, but I do believe that's what we're going with. Plus, you'll have to pay for shipping, so there won't be any taxes. We'll have to pay for your own shipping, and have it shipped to you directly. Like I said, pre-order. So, like a shirt as well. If anybody wants a T-shirt, it's really, really nice actually. That's why I bought it first. I wanted to try the stuff out before I put it out there, and you get it your size, right? I don't want to buy a bunch of merchandise and then it's like I give away a T-shirt to somebody and it doesn't fit, and it's like, oh, there's no judgment call there, right? So I bought the merch myself, you know what I mean? I've got the sizes. I can help people, you know what I mean? Because sometimes you buy an extra large and it's not an extra large. I have this problem.
You know, I hate that. I hate that. Like me, I'm I'm a 2X in a lot of shirts, but there's some 2Xs that I just can't fit. So I usually say 3, and sometimes I'll say 3, but like a lot of times I'll get a bigger shirt than I really need to.
Right. Sometimes
because
I'll get the XL and I don't even fit in it, and then other times I'll get an XL and it's almost too big. You know what I mean? So like I like to go with the 2XL, but sometimes I'll get the 2XL and it's just too big for me. Right? I'm only like just shy of 6 feet. I think I'm like 5'11", or maybe I'm 6 feet now. I don't even remember. But you know, like I'm right on that cusp line. Like I don't know. It becomes difficult. It's a gray area.
For sure.
It's a gray area. So I like to get that fit. You know what I mean? Kind of people can like judge off of my size. Like, you know, I'm wearing an XL and it fits me perfectly, comfortably. You know what I mean? Without it having washed or anything yet. So the hats are great. Like I said, perfect size. They snap back. They fit. It fits, one size fits all type of thing. Right. And if you're looking to grab any of this merch or see me live on stream, you check me out on Facebook. That's #gaming. HACHTAGGAMIG. #gaming. The new page is just hashtag. There's no gaming. It's all linked together though. So like if you find #gaming, you'll see me live on the other page as well. I go live from both. Basically on all platforms. If you're looking to get a hold of me, just #gaming. We're on YouTube, Twitter, Twitch, Instagram, everything. We're #gaming across the board. So this Instagram page is actually linked to Provincial City as well. I know when we did our last interview, I was just beatboxing. So, but yeah, do beatbox though if anybody's here.
Awesome. All right. Well, thanks for coming back on the show. I definitely appreciate you. And anytime you want to come back on, you got something new you want to talk about, holla.
100%. All right, man. Talk to you soon. Make sure you guys get that merch. I already know. Peace.
All right. Peace.